Thank you for landing on Planet Xbox. You are now rocking with the Inner Circle, and this is your podcast, for fans by fans. So salute to you, the mighty, mighty X units. I'm your moderator, KORX Straight Murder, with Bmuny and Unified, and together we're the Inner Circle. Our fan guest tonight is K Alex, or you can follow him on Twitter at K_Alex1. And now it's time for our TikTok pod shots. Xbox, you're on the clock. Xbox One sales have picked up after the release of the Connectless console, which began selling in June according to Microsoft. How much of an impact the Connectless Xbox will have on overall sales is still in the air though. However, with the September worldwide launch looming, this could be an indication of more positive things to come. Fable Legends writers announced every playable hero will have over 3,000 lines of dialogue. As of now, most of us speculate this new Fable game is Fable meets Evolve, an arena-style game with a human component as the villain. Why so much dialogue for what seems like an action-based game? Maybe the story aspect is much bigger than we all think. Microsoft plans to hire a super creator for their next Xbox console. This gen does seem like it will have a shorter lifespan than the previous. Hopefully, Microsoft won't be caught off guard releasing a fully featured system with the best tech available, though it's clear that cloud tech and digital gaming will play a major role in the next console. And finally, Microsoft CEO sends a memo to all Microsoft employees stating the direction the company will be heading and that Xbox will be a major component of that future, putting a lot of rumors and negative press of Microsoft selling the Xbox division to rest. Cloud first, mobile first is the new motto, which seems to be coming to fruition, starting with the Xbox One and its future cloud tech games like Crackdown. And that's it for our TikTok pod shots. So listeners, as you know, we are the podcast that's for the fans, by the fans, and with that we have a fan section. As you heard in the intro, we have a special guest tonight, K Alex, who won our fan segment topic. He submitted a topic to @InnerCirclePC. That's @InnerCirclePC on Twitter. And his topic got the most votes in our poll. You can easily be on our show also. I mean, that's what we want. We want to get you guys on. We want your voices heard. Just go ahead and submit a topic to us on Twitter. We'll put it in the poll. And hopefully your topic wins the fan segment. And with that being said, I'm going to hand it over to Unified to find out what were the results for our weekly poll. Unified?
Yeah, we actually posted 4 different polls to our fellow Inner Circle Twitter followers the last 2 weeks. Of the 4 polls, the first one was a question that we asked: if Microsoft were to purchase Crytek or Capcom, who should it be? Capcom wins in a toss-up. Maybe 5 years ago, 6 years, 7 years, somewhere around that time.
Yeah.
Had we done this kind of poll, that would have been Capcom probably in a landslide.
Right.
But the way they have fallen from grace is evident with this poll, right?
Pretty much. Yeah. I don't see it.
Yeah. Second question I want to go over: are Connect 2 games vital to the success of Xbox One? And this is a surprising result. It's actually yes. I won't go too much into it, but according to the fans, creating more Connect 2 games for Xbox One is important.
I think I touched on this on the pod shot. I think Microsoft, in order for them to get the Connect relevant, they have got to figure out a way to use it for its strength and not its weaknesses. And surprisingly, the thing that it's built for is its weakness, which is motion controls, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly. Third poll question is: what Rare franchise should Rare work on next? And we had an extensive list of about 6 different games. The winner of that was Banjo-Kazooie, pretty much in a landslide, actually. Banjo was the definitive pick.
I mean, I think Banjo would be good. I probably would have preferred Perfect Dark just to have an adventure game. I know it was another shooter, guys, but just to have something, because supposedly it's supposed to be a remake of Uncharted. I would have probably preferred something similar to that, so we can have our own single player adventure. But hey, to each their own.
Yeah, exactly. And our final and fourth poll question is, of course, which we do before every podcast for the 2 weeks before the podcast itself. We always ask fans, what shall the Inner Circle talk about in the next podcast? And we ask all the fans to submit their ideas as to what the topic should be. And actually, Kevin and Alex, our fan guests for today, submitted the topic that won, which is games for Xbox One starting to hit 1080p being a big deal. Is that a big deal, in other words? So I guess I'll say this. Kevin, why don't you go ahead and lead us off in this topic, being that this is the one that you submitted to us.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Unified. And yeah, I just wanted to say, guys, thanks for having me. I listen to you guys' podcasts. I've talked to all you guys on Twitter. You know what I mean? All good Xbox gamers, and I love what you're doing, with the podcast and for the Xbox community. I think it's great.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it's just a topic that, ever since day one, it's been like a huge hot topic. Resolution doesn't matter. Is it a big deal? Is it a big difference? A lot of people said in the beginning, the Xbox One couldn't hit 1080p, or it had to make serious cutbacks if it was going to, and because of the ES RAM. So, I mean, that's obviously been a point of contention for, a lot of people, a lot of fans from both sides. So I think it's really good to see games like Alien, Sniper Elite 3 is another one that just came out. I was just reading an article today with the developers from the new Battlefield that's coming out.
Right. Hardline,
yeah.
Yeah.
And they basically said that, they didn't have an issue with the 1080p.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, with
the ES RAM. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. At all, so that's, in my opinion, that's just great. That's great for gaming in general, because even, if you're on this side or on that side, I think it's just becoming a big, huge distraction, so it's
right.
Like, yeah, we're spending too much time focusing on that. And I mean, honestly, I've played games from both sides. I don't see a big, huge difference. I was reading an article about this guy. He's Barry Sandrew, PhD, digital imaging expert, who's the founder, chief technology officer, and chief creative officer of Legend 3D, a well-known stereoscopic 3D and visual effects firm. And he basically says, I don't believe the average consumer can tell the difference between 720p and 1080p.
Yeah.
He says, if you get into the higher resolutions like 4K or 8K, it's obvious, but difference is best appreciated when sitting close to the screen and a TV is larger than 55 inches. So,
right.
For the average gamer, it's not a big deal for me.
I think that 1080p and 720p, surprisingly, even though what he said is probably theoretically true, I mean, I can tell the difference. It's not to the point to where it's like, oh my God, it should have been 1080p or whatever and things like that,
Yeah.
But there is a difference. You can tell. You can tell in the distance. You can tell on lettering. You can tell on certain edges. You can tell that 1080p is definitely, especially native, is definitely a crisper image. I think the biggest issue we have is that, let's just face the facts. The Xbox One is not, it's putting out games at 1080p now, a little bit better than it did when it first came out, but it's a big deal. Slightly, it's a big deal. Is it big enough to warrant you not getting a game? No. Is it big enough to say that the Xbox is a bad machine or a weak machine? No, it's not. It's clearly not a weak machine by what's happening with Forza, although graphically it may not be, the game that people want to compare to Drive Club, but world-wise and what's happening on screen and dynamic lighting and things like that, what it does technically is amazing, and a weak console wouldn't be able to do something like that. So definitely the Xbox is not weak by any means. I just think that the 1080p thing is what people want, and if you can have the best, you should want the best. But it doesn't mean that it makes a game experience or a game worse in any way. So
Yeah.
you know, I just don't get how some people feel that, oh, my game is better because it's in 1080p. Yeah, you have a slight advantage, but it doesn't make the game better when we have the same experience and the same stories. And I think that's really the major point. Brandon, what do you think about that?
I've always been, you know, totally against like this whole 720p 1080p thing, because to me it's not a big issue. I play video games for the experience. You know, if a game is not 1080p, that's not gonna make me say I'm not gonna buy the game, or you know, I should go play it on somewhere else. You know, that is 1080p.
Right.
I bought an Xbox One to play video games, so I'm gonna play the game regardless if it's 1080p, 720p. It could be 480. I don't care. You know, I'm going to just buy the game and play it regardless. I play it for the experience, not for what the resolution it's in.
Right. Mike?
480. That was good, Brandon. That was good, man. No, I got an example. I want to give you an example. I am a totally unbiased gamer. I know we're on an Xbox podcast here at the Inner Circle, but I have an unbiased opinion of everything when it comes to gaming. I have a Wii U, I have the PS4, and the Xbox One, obviously, and you know, some older consoles. But here's an example. I bought Rise, Son of Rome, for my Xbox One at launch, and then at launch for PS4, I got Killzone Shadowfall. Shadowfall was supposedly 1080p, right? And then Rise was not 100p. Okay.
Right.
Did that from a gamer's perspective change the way I thought about Rise versus, you know, Killzone Shadowfall? No.
Right.
I had no effect on me at all, and I'm being totally truthful. Being a totally unbiased gamer and loving all three of the consoles, it had no effect on me. I mean, I just, you know, Rise to me, in some aspects, I thought Rise looked better than Killzone Shadowfall. So, I mean, you know, and I know a lot of people have made an argument back and forth about those two games and compared those a lot. But if I put in Killzone, I played it on PS4 with all the hype that was surrounding it about, you know, being 1080p and all that, I really didn't see any difference. I'll be honest with you. It didn't really, and whatever difference there may have been, it did not stick out to me enough for me to say, oh, well, I just wasted my money buying an Xbox One.
Right.
I mean, so I definitely don't get it. I think it's just a lot of media craze. They're just trying to basically push everything towards Sony. I don't know if actually money's getting passed around to some of these sites from Sony. I wouldn't even be surprised if it maybe is happening. Who knows? But it's totally unfair.
Well, you know,
and unwarranted.
Right. We had an incident in Spain where Sony supposedly was given some of the press money to go ahead and reserve in PlayStation or put that towards their PlayStation or whatever. Look, there's negative press going around for both. Obviously, as Xbox fans and guys that favor Xbox, you know, the press is really eating up the negative things that Xbox themselves created. The problem is that a lot of the stuff that's been created is old news. It's just like rehashing and rehashing and rehashing. It's like, when you're going to let it go, or they take something small and blow it out of proportion. So, you know, I don't know how long that's going to go on this year. I just hope that it passes soon so we can get back to what we all want to do, which is gaming. Quickly, I just want to talk about this new article that came out today about Xbox and Microsoft looking for a super creator for their next Xbox platform. I didn't even know the word super creator existed until today when they talked about this. You know, I'm trying to figure out exactly what could they possibly be thinking of building with the next platform. I mean, obviously, it's got to be more powerful. They definitely don't want to deal with what they're dealing with now on the next platform. So it's definitely got to be powerful. It's got to hit 4K. And the way they're talking, where everything is cloud first, mobile first with Microsoft, I assume it's going to be a cloud first console with a lot of digital content. What are your thoughts on that, Unified?
It definitely will be. It'll definitely be, I think, a cloud-based console. I mean, just from the keynote to all the employees for Microsoft today, from Satya Nadella, CEO of Microsoft. I mean, it definitely makes sense that it'll be. It may not even. It probably won't have a disk drive, right?
Right.
It probably won't have a Blu-ray drive or whatever it may be. It definitely won't be there. So it'll just definitely it'd be a huge, have a huge hard drive, obviously, and just be a system that heavily relies on the cloud and digital content, like you said. I mean, I don't see it being any other way. I mean, they're going to start definitely pushing everything that way, and it definitely does need to be more powerful.
Yeah, without
obviously,
question. Yeah,
and the ease of development for the platform, it's got to be better, obviously. And you stated that earlier in the pod shot. So
right. Bmuny, what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's definitely going to be cloud based. I think this is a perfect for what Satya has envisioned for the company. He's really big on cloud. I think that if the next console is based on cloud, that we'll see some of the mobile stuff that I was kind of predicting happen. So where we'll see full Xbox games on like tablets, and we'll see more services running through the cloud where you don't actually need to have a full box. It might be something smaller, kind of like an Apple TV or like an Amazon Fire, where we're not buying like this big box that'll take up a full shelf on our entertainment system. So, I mean, I'll be excited about that. I'm definitely into cloud, and this would be perfect for their OneDrive service to really utilize that and get people versed with cloud.
Right. You could tell it's working already just based on how we receive updates with this Xbox. These monthly updates are amazing. They're quick. They streamline them in, and you get these cool new features. A lot of people don't recognize the system and the features that it has. That makes it amazing too. People might not want a box just for features, but the combination of everything is what makes the Xbox great, in my opinion. So we got a major topic happening right now. Recently, I read that Gamestop is now going to start to pay devs to make exclusive content for games sold particularly at GameStop. This is mind-boggling to me because this is to me, this could be as bad as DLC to a certain extent. You are now having people make choices on where they go to pick their games up. And yes, it's great for the business of GameStop, but in general, all that does is cause more confusion and makes you travel around to go pick up the game. Because I can tell you right now, if GameStop is going to do it, Best Buy is going to do it, Target is going to do it,
Walmart.
I'm pretty sure Walmart's going to do it. Everybody's going to have some type of special content with the games, and you just have to make a choice now on where to get it, and it's crazy. What do you think about this, Unified?
I'm almost speechless, man. My disdain for this, it's ridiculous. I'm already opposed to GameStop in general, and and I wish everybody would buy digitally in the first place, and we wouldn't really having to be dealing with all this GameStop stuff. But obviously, I think the things that Best Buy and Walmart, Target have done lately with the trade-in games, they're adding all those programs, right?
Right.
I think with them doing that, I think it's hurting GameStop. So GameStop's doing anything they can, they're grasping at straws to try to come up with a way to combat that, and that's exclusive DLC.
Right.
That's the answer, right? Bingo,
right.
Obviously.
Exactly.
So, but they did, and there was some rumors saying that they were going to maybe eventually create their own studios and try to create their own DLC, which would be a disaster. So hopefully, I'm glad that got shot down. I don't even know who was even writing those articles, why they would even write an article suggesting that. It's crazy.
Yeah. I think that's the last thing they need to do.
Yeah, that's the last thing, exactly. And even doing this in general, just paying Capcom or whoever extra money to create exclusive DLC content. I think it's a little bit ridiculous. And like you said, it's just going to become a ragtag parade, man. Everybody else is going to be jumping on board trying to do the same thing. And so GameStop's really not going to get much leverage as much as they think this is going to help them. I don't see it happening.
Yeah, no, I don't see it happening. I think that long term, it's going to wind up failing anyway. Just because of the simple fact that if we do go into the future with the next consoles, disc-based games will probably be limited anyway. So as far as DLC content is concerned, exclusively per retailer, that'll probably fade pretty quickly. Brandon, what are your thoughts on it?
When I read the article, like, I almost lost my mind. Like, first of all, I cannot stand GameStop at all.
Right.
So to even hear that they would even be trying to work with devs to make like exclusive content for a game is mind-boggling. Like, it's bad enough where you have to go to 5 different stores to get 5 different pre-order bonuses.
Right?
Because,
oh gosh,
you know, GameStop has their own, Best Buy has their own,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Target has their own pre-order bonus, and it's like, you know, you want to get the game, you want to try to get as much of the exclusive stuff as possible.
Right.
But it's like, you know, when it comes to pre-ordering a game, you have to decide, like, oh, well, who has the best stuff for a game that I haven't even played yet?
Right.
It's kind of annoying. And then, you know, for GameStop to try to do something like that, it's really annoying. And it's the reason why I don't shop at GameStop is because, like, when you go into the store and you try to ask them questions about stuff, half of them don't even know what's going on. And to even go in there to ask them about some exclusive content that would be in the game and them not know, it would just piss me off. Like, I couldn't even deal with it. So hopefully, you know, this doesn't happen because it would just be bad for gaming.
man.
I think that's just going to cause a lot of confusion. That's what I think is going to happen. You're going to have guys go to Best Buy like, dude, I heard that you have, you know, there was 2 missions in this game, or there's a, you know, a bonus. You know, because that's what they're trying to do. It's not like they're trying to make skins and extra weapons. They're talking about missions in the game. They're talking about side quests. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah,
what they're really trying to do.
They're going deeper.
They're making it a bigger thing. So, you know, I just think that you know that's just going to be something that is just going to be really confusing to the consumer. You know, to the gamers when it comes to games are like smarter, I guess you could say, than the casual people.
Yeah.
We just know more about our hobby, so they would know exactly where they want to go. But to the consumer, which is a larger majority, it would be confusing for them. You know, the son is going to be like, Mom, I want this game, but you got to get it from GameStop on Christmas. And, you know, but they're sold out. Now she goes to Best Buy and he doesn't have this mission or this vehicle or whatever, you know, and the kid's going crazy. He's going bonkers. So, you know, I don't know. We'll see what happens when they implement this. And hopefully it doesn't get too crazy. But, you know, I look forward to whatever they show and seeing the outcome of it all.
Yeah, which won't be that great.
Right. So, you know, before we head out of here, first, I just want to say thank you to K. Alex for coming on the show. We really appreciate him and his topic. It was a really cool topic to talk about. And hopefully we can get some more of you guys on the show, some of you fans out there that listen to the Inner Circle. And Mike or Bmuny, do you guys have any last words before we head out?
No, I just everybody stay tuned to the Inner Circle, man. We got a lot of big things planned. Holiday season is coming up, so definitely look out for it. We got some stuff planned for you guys, man. So stay tuned, man.
Yep.
Gamescom's around the corner. Before you know it, we're gonna have a lot of coverage, guys, on that. We're gonna probably have a longer show for all y'all all y'all hardcore guys that just love podcasts.
Yep.
So we'll definitely feed the frenzy, but yeah, we'll have a lot of good stuff going on.
Nice. Yeah, no, thanks for having me, guys. Yeah, I definitely look forward to listening to future episodes.
Awesome. Thanks. Well, we're
no problem, man.
We appreciate you coming on, and like I said before, I hope we can get some more fans on, and you guys keep voting for those topics. We're trying our best to make our shows shorter and more potent for you guys out there, and things like that. So Also, stay tuned because we're building a website for you guys. You know, for all the guys that hate N4G and dual shockers and all those things like that, don't worry. We're working on something just for you guys so you can have a nice little place to chat about games, chat about topics, and chat about the TiC Podcast. So that's it for our show this week. Stay tuned as we release new episodes every other Friday night or Saturday morning with the latest fan topic, shout-outs, Xbox fan guests, rumors, and opinions. And of course, check me out weekly for Straight Pod Shots, where I do a small show on what's the buzz in the game industry. Thank you for listening and for your support. Please comment and subscribe. We're off this planet. Peace.